Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series. My name is Pullein and today we're looking at the difference between what I call an aspirational task and an actionable task. Now, the problem with aspirational tasks is they are very unclear. It's more like it's an aspiration, not an actionable task. Now, what I mean by this, if I give you a simple example, let's say something like, I will keep my house clean every day and every week. Now, you might think having a task, clean house, is an actionable task, and in theory it is. But actually, keeping your house clean is more of an aspiration. What does that look like in terms of actionable steps? Now, in terms of our house, we have about 3 or 4 rooms. Does that mean I have to clean 3 or 4 rooms every day? Because that is the actionable step. The aspiration is keep house clean or clean up the house. That's an aspiration. But what does that mean on an actionable level? Does that mean you need to vacuum the house? Does it mean you have to wipe down the surfaces? There's some actionable steps within that aspirational task. Now, another one is that I am going to be a good father or a good mother. Now, that's an aspirational task, but what does that mean at an actionable level? What can you do that will ensure that you are a great mother or father? That's where you want to be. That's where the kind of the rubber hits the road, if you like. It's the nub of the problem is that when you have an aspirational task, it's often mentally, when you look at it, it's too big and it's unclear about what you actually need to do. Now, another one is I'm going to get fit. Well, going to get fit, again, is an aspirational idea. It's not necessarily a task, but it's an aspiration. But the thing is, getting fit, what does that actually mean on an actionable daily level? Now, for me, keeping fit is a big part of my life. So every Saturday morning, I sit down and I schedule my exercise for the following week based on what my calendar says. So I haven't actually done it yet this week, but I know on Tuesday I will be going on a trip with my wife and little puppy. So there's no point in me saying I'm going to run 10 miles on Tuesday, because I'm not even going to be at home most of the day in order to do that. And when I do get home, it's going to be late, it's going to be dark, and it's just not going to happen. So the actionable steps is for me to schedule my exercise, which I will do on Saturday morning, and then make sure that those exercise times are blocked off in my calendar, because exercise is an event, it's not actually a task. To do exercise, you have to go somewhere or be somewhere, hopefully at a specific time, whether you exercise in the morning, afternoon, or evening. So you've got to be very careful about how you are writing the task. It's a key part of becoming more aware of what you're doing and making sure that you're moving in the right place. So to say, we've got the aspirational task, this is the result I want, but what does that mean on an actionable level? Simple tasks like call Peter about Saturday's meeting. That's great, that's a task. But, being there for Peter whenever he needs me, that's an aspirational task. What does that mean on a day-to-day actionable level? And I think it's really important that we actually break these aspirations down. Now, if you've followed this channel for a while, I have talked about the importance of establishing what your areas of focus are. These are built around 8 areas that we all share, which relates to family and relationships, health and fitness, finances, personal development, lifestyle, life experiences, life's purpose, spirituality, and so much more. I mean, it's those 8 core things that we all need to get into balance. Now, when you're writing out these core areas of focus, there is an aspirational statement, right? What does this area of focus mean? So I'll give you a simple example from my health and fitness is I want to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of my life. Well, Okay, there's an aspiration. But what does that mean on a day-to-day basis? What do I need to do on a day-to-day basis in order to achieve that aspiration, if you like? Another one is like related to my family and relationships. I want to be the best husband in the world, the best son, the best brother, and the best uncle to my nieces and nephews, I think then. Now, that's great. I've got a really positive aspiration. But on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis, what does that mean? It means because I live 12,000 kilometers, it's about 8,000 miles away from my parents and my family, then that means calling my parents on a weekend. That's an actionable step. How to be the best husband in the world is making sure that I am very aware of my wife, asking my wife if she's okay, if there's anything I can do for her on a day-to-day basis. Being there when she needs me, and in my wife's case, not being there when she doesn't want me there. But it's like listening to my wife. So that's the actual actionable step. Ask my wife, anything I can do for you today. There's an actionable step. But it also means that taking those actionable steps means that I am achieving the aspiration, if you like, what the actual statement from that area of focus means to me. And we're all different when it comes to our areas of focus and what it actually means to you. But we want to be looking at being very aware of your aspirational tasks, which have no real clear daily actionable steps that you can take, and making sure that you translate those into actionable steps. And I've seen this time and time again where people have fantastic aspirational tasks, if you like, but really struggle to be able to implement that on a day-to-day basis. So what happens is it gets rescheduled over and over and over again, not because it's impossible to do, but it's because you haven't gone the next level or the next step, which is to break that down into real actionable steps you can take on a day-to-day basis. And that's something you probably want to be looking at over the next few days in your task manager or your notes app, wherever you keep your tasks, and just making sure that they are clearly actionable, that it is something that you can do and ultimately you can measure that you've done. So that's the key message that I really want to get through to you this week. Is it's great that you're using a task manager. I mean, that's fantastic because you're keeping everything in one place. It gives you a place to be able to step back and look at what you've got on your plate. But you do need to make sure that you turn those into clear, actionable steps, preferably beginning with a verb. So call, do, clean, wipe, vacuum. You're using verbs at the beginning of the task so that it is clear what you need to do. Hopefully that's given you a little bit more insights into developing your own productivity and time management system. I hope you got some value from this. Thank you very much for watching the video. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around, getting your work done, so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.